So when you have a session with me, a private session with me, I can honestly tell you it's different every time. No, I don't think any one person experiences the same thing as the next person. And people come to me for many different reasons. People come to me because they want to find their soulmate. They come to me because they want to release somebody, some mate. They come to me because they want to get a job. They want to sell their homes. They come because, you know, they have situations with their house and they have no idea why they can't sell it. I've worked with people on their homes, walking through their homes and clearing the spirits out of their homes and helping them to communicate with what was in their homes. People just come for very different reasons. People come because there was a death in the family and they're trying to get over the emotional pain. People have come because they have physical pain. You know, I have many people come because of physical pain. And you know, it's been an interesting journey working with all different walks of life. I've worked with people with mental health illnesses, bipolar, schizophrenia, and they have all been interesting and different. And I really can't tell you what your session with me would be like. Some people come to me and they come for one thing and they get something else, but it's all for their highest good. They may come to me because they want their mate, but we end up going back to when they were in their mother's womb and doing some healing from womb to present. Because the reason they don't have their mate is because they're filled with trauma from womb to present. I had one lady, she was depressed and I was her therapist. And I had to be very careful as a licensed therapist in my work. You know, because I really couldn't mix, well, I shouldn't say couldn't, but, you know, I just had to be careful as a therapist. But I had this one client, and for some reason, I knew that she would be receptive. I don't know what told me to open up and share what I do with her, but she had a hip issue. I forget what it's called, necro something, where her bones in her hips actually were eating away at each other, and it was deteriorating. The bones were just deteriorating. So she was going to need a hip replacement, both hips. And when I met her, number one, she was depressed, flat. She had no affect, no expression. She when I asked her about life, one of the things she said was, I don't even know why I'm here. She didn't get into God. And, you know, she expressed how she felt about life. It just sucked to her, you know, and somebody else could have had it because it was just some crap for her, you know. And we talked. I was in her home for, I think, an hour and 45 minutes, and my sessions are supposed to be 45 minutes to an hour. Okay, so I was in her home for quite a while, and I walked her through a visualization. And as I walked her through this experience, I told her some of the work that I do, and I asked her, could I touch her? Because sometimes I need to touch your body, and I always ask if I could touch your person. So I asked her, could I touch her? I touched her along her spine at times. Sometimes I did not touch her, but I touched her her aura or her spiritual body. And it was interesting. I just worked with her, and we did the visualization. And after we finished, she opened her eyes and she said, oh my God, I feel alive again. And I looked at her, I was like, wow. It was like night and day. The person who was there when I went there was not the same person that was uncovered after we did this visualization to release her crap that she had been holding on to. And then on another session, we worked on healing her pain and we did I call it a timeline healing, because I go from your womb to present. Sometimes I even go to past lifetimes, but we went from womb to present, and I stop every time there is a trauma or every time I'm heard to stop, and then we deal with whatever comes up in that age bracket. And so it was interesting because I was, we stopped several times, and we actually uncovered molestation, rape. We recovered a lot of wounds that were in that area where her hips are deteriorating. I was like, wow, this woman between, childhood to just 18 had so much sexual trauma. No wonder her hips were running away, and that's what I said to her. She laughed, but it was like, God, no wonder your hips are deteriorating. You have had all these wounds. One of the molestations, she didn't even remember until we uncovered it in the session. So, those type of sessions take a little bit longer because you never know what you're going to bump into. And, you uncover molestation, you have to deal with that. And it's not like we can keep on moving on. We have to deal with what was just uncovered and help heal that situation. So with this type of healing that I do, we heal along the way. And it was amazing because after she got up from that session, and she actually participated, she created her own visualization. It was amazing. And after we got up from that session, she said, oh my God. She said, when you were working on me, because I went over to her body and did some body work as well. She was like, oh my gosh, it felt like the pain that is deep in my pelvic region. She said it felt like it was pulling out to the surface, like you were drawing the pain out from my body. I was like, wow. So I just thank God for what he does through me, because I can honestly say it is not all me. I've had a lot of training, I really have, but when I get in there with clients, it is not about my training. It is about the Holy Spirit that just takes over and does what needs to be done. So I'm led to do whatever is for your highest good every time we have a session. So I hope that answers your question.